Oh my god, hey, it's me again. Welcome to the video. Almost forgot the intro for a second there. I hope that you're all doing well. I know I've been. I had a bath today and it was beautiful, absolutely amazing. So this video today is a continuation of the first Helluva Boss original character video I made with Crisis. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it on the screen and in the description probably. But basically this is the second part of that. This video will basically go over the contracts that Crisis has with Beelzebub and with Asmodeus. So a quick lore speedrun. Crisis is a human who is almost sacrificed to Lucifer, but instead made their own contract with him to keep an eye on the other deadly sins and thus began working and living in hell. They have contracts with lots of other demons, but most notably are Mammon, the sin of greed from the previous video, and Beelzebub and Asmodeus, the sins of gluttony and lust, which are in this video. It is of my personal headcanon that when a human makes a deal with a very strong demon like an overlord or a deadly sin, they get an alternate powered up form to reflect this contract. So in this video it will show Crisis's alternate forms for Beelzebub and Asmodeus. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the third contract they made and the first design of this video is with Beelzebub, and how they met is they met at one of Beelzebub's parties. Basically Crisis kind of just showed up and Bee and them chatted for a little bit when Crisis suggested that they make a contract together since they were getting along so well, and that's what basically their job that was assigned to do, and Beelzebub basically jumped at the opportunity. In Beelzebub's own words, she hadn't had a real human contract in decades and was actually super excited. The work that they do for Beelzebub isn't really work. They do get paid, but it's mostly just helping Beelzebub set up and host parties. So they help set up the venue, the food, the drinks, as well as make advertising like flyers, posters. They do social media, as well as entertain at the parties. You know how at the party in the 8th episode of the first season, Queen Bee, Beelzebub sings and kind of performs, and I imagine that as per their contract, Crisis has to do the same, which in turn feeds and energizes Beelzebub. It is evidenced in the episode when Beelzebub and Vortex are confronting Luna about Blitz. Bee says, "I can taste the flavor of people at my parties," and he's giving off a very not okay vibe, which is a direct quote from the episode. Since the whole purpose is the party is for people to eat and indulge themselves, and then for Beelzebub to sort of feed/become energized off of those emotions and feelings of those who are eating. It also allows Beelzebub to sort of manage the people around her, like if they're not feeling great, she can go fix it like she tried to do with Blitz. So as per the contract again, Crisis's job is to essentially help manage the parties, as well as make sure everyone's just having a good time. So onto the actual design of Crisis's gluttony form, I guess. I wanted it to have a lot of the same kind of like funky like 90s party vibe, if you kind of get what I mean, because in the show Beelzebub has this like cropped shirt with like the cropped tank top underneath it with the shorts, and I wanted to kind of have the same vibe, and what says party like a sleeveless hoodie and short ripped jean shorts, you know what I mean? Like the Mammon design, a majority of the colors for this one are directly picked from Beelzebub's actual design. So the yellow, that like aqua blue, and that hot pink, they're directly from Beelzebub's like hair and tail. And as you can see, Crisis also has a tail. You can see it goes from the dark brown to the yellow to like that same drippy kind of honey fur that Beelzebub has. I also got them on some fishnets and some yellow and pink leg warmers, as well as just their classic shoes in a different color. They have their hair tied up into a ponytail with a side bang, as well as some cute little antenna and those little freckles that Beelzebub also has. They also have the forearms and wings, as well as that kind of exaggerated eyeliner and a martini and a slice of pie, because in the song that Beelzebub sings at the beginning of the episode, she sings about pie, and I had to throw that in there. And that's pretty much it. So here is the first final design of the gluttony form of Crisis. So the next design is the Asmodeus design for Crisis. So Asmodeus is the fourth sin that they have a contract with, and they originally met actually through Mammon. So in the show, Mammon and Asmodeus have a bit of a history. That history hasn't been expanded on at the moment, but it is obvious in the way that they interact with each other that they have spoken and they have interacted multiple occasions. So it is my personal headcanon that Mammon likes to go to Aussies. I believe that Asmodeus and Mammon used to be kind of decent friends, so Mammon used to go to Aussies and still does now that they're not friends. So basically Mammon took Crisis to Aussies as like a work meeting kind of thing, and that is where they first met Asmodeus, because Mammon introduced them. And from there, because Crisis works for Mammon as one of his general managers, they work quite closely with Asmodeus as well to organize the things like the Fizzbots and stuff like that. And over time they've gotten to know each other, they've hung out on multiple occasions without Mammon, and eventually that kind of culminated into Crisis asking Asmodeus if they would like to form a contract with them, and obviously, as you can see, Asmodeus has agreed. Unlike with Beelzebub and Mammon, Crisis doesn't directly work for Asmodeus. They don't do work for him. Most of what they do is just basically kind of hanging out, and down the line also making sure Fizz is okay working for Mammon. So you'll see in the Asmodeus design for Crisis, I have them on that same kind of blazer that Asmodeus has, but instead it's cropped up to just under their underboob, and then I also have them on I don't know how to describe it. It's like a undershirt, one of those sleeveless compression shirts that stops at the collarbones. Instead of the two stripes that Asmodeus has, they only have one very thick stripe, and they also have the shoulder pads as well. For the pants, I have them on this kind of tight at the top, but as it goes down to the calves, it kind of flares out. The pants also have laces on the sides and red detailing to kind of mimic Asmodeus's red detailing on his big boots. Like the Mammon form, I have them on some heels, and they also have the white, black, and red feathers coming from the back of their blazer, and then also the white and red feathers on their head, similar to Asmodeus's. For the head, I have them with the blue frosted tips to kind of mimic Asmodeus's big poof of hair fire thing, and in the drawing you can see that there are little bits of flame or embers coming off their hair. And then I also, to top it off, I have some lime neon green heart glasses to kind of mimic the color of Asmodeus's eyes. And that's pretty much it for the end of this design. So this is the second final design of this video, Crisis's Asmodeus or Lust form. So that's pretty much all for today. Thank you for being here and putting up with all this rambling. If you enjoyed this, please stay, and if you wanted to support me, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to donate to my friend's GoFundMe if you can spare a few dollars. I'm not doing the announcement at the beginning of the video anymore, but I will still be linking the site, the GoFundMe, in my description and at the end of my videos. If you have any feedback or suggestions on this video, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys, and yeah, that's pretty much it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!